Hi, everybody. I think I'm live. There's always that question whether I'm alive or not. I don't even know whether I'm alive or not. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Ligia. Marguerite from beautiful British Columbia. Hi, Raul. It's got to be hello. Now it's official. It's showing up on my iPad. And you, hi, Susan. Good to see you. It's good to be back. I've been absent for a while because the fam was here. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Alley Cat. Adria. Monkey 911. Kathy. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Aunt Bex. Thank you for being here. I know your life is a little turned upside down, and I appreciate you being here, hanging in there. Hi, Miss Allie. Good to see you. Hi, Brenda A. Wonderful to see all of you streaming in. I can't believe. Hi, Renee. Enjoyed your challenge with Steve this morning. That was very unique. Um, it was awesome. It was crazy wild. What a great idea. It was a lot of fun. I've watched pretty much all the streams on and off. I took a little, I don't know. Hi, Angie. A little bit of a rest, not a snooze. I had my alarm because I was afraid I might, really fall asleep. I was listening to the fireworks go off. Oh, okay. Your New Year's Day has been canceled. Scott's mom is just too tired. Aw, well, that's understandable given her age and everything. Hi, Saddlebags. Good to see you, Sharon and Miss Lena. Oh, so you're going to cook at home. I know that some people have, I know when, hi, Carolyn, some of our friends, Pennsylvania Dutch, I think traditions is, and I know Beth mentioned something about beans. Hi, Leslie. And I think beans and sometimes like pork chops. Hi, Chris. Pork chops and sauerkraut and beans or black eyed beans or southern things. There you go. Pork, black eyed beans, and collards. That's a southern thing, right? And I think it's funny that the Western world. I mean, Western or Christian world brings in the New Year with pork and black eyed beans and peas and collard greens, or pork chops and sauerkraut, where in the Jewish faith, they bring in the New Year with honey and sweets and fried foods. It's interesting anyway. Very interesting. So I'm going to do, actually, did I say hi to Chris? I think I did. I'm going to do the same thing I did last year. And I don't know how many of you, I don't remember yesterday, so let alone last year. I took just a regular, one of those generic calendars. Hi, Art Junkie. Enjoyed your stream. Hi, Jean. Homeschool mom. God bless you for doing that. Hi, Val. Last year, I just took one of those generic calendars that you get in the mail. I've got tons of them. I've got one outfit that has sent me 4. Hi, Colleen. Good to see you. Happy New Year, or New Year to be. I enjoyed you and Kathy this morning. I've been out of the link for a while. Again, my family was here. Son and 2 grandsons were here for a week, and they flew out of Orlando at 6:30 this morning. And hi, Janet. Janet's going to be up in a couple of hours with her infamous scavenger list. I know we're all awaiting this. I know I am. I've done the scavenger hunt for at least 4 or 5 years. and I'm looking forward to doing it again this year. It's always fun to create the vessel that you're going to put it in, or the journal that you're going to put it in. And some years they're small, some years they're big, but I can't wait for the list. The list. But anyway, they flew out of Orlando this morning at 6:30, and instead of getting up at an ungodly hour of like 3:30 a.m., I took them to there's a hotel, a Hyatt Regency at the airport, that literally the rooms overlook the main lobby of the Orlando airport. So they literally have to just crawl out of bed and go downstairs and check in. And I just texted him and asked him how everything went. And they said that he said everything went smoothly. I was a little concerned because they had only a 45-minute layover in Chicago to get their connecting flight to Salt Lake City. But they're home, and that's a good thing. And I'm exhausted. When you live by yourself for a while, and then all of a sudden you've got 3 people in your space, and you're cooking, and boy, can these guys eat. Oh my Lord. They consumed a lot of food, and I was cooking breakfast. We went through a pound of bacon every morning, and it was like it was gone, vanished. My 13-year-old grandson has got 2 hollow legs, and I just don't know where. I mean, yesterday he had 3 huge sandwiches for lunch. Was not even, didn't even fill him up at all. Okay. Hi, Joanne Newman. Good to see you. I see all these different new names, which is awesome. That's what's wonderful. That's what you have to look forward to for 2 weeks coming up. Okay. Oh, yeah, Janet. I mean, it's great to have them here. However, yeah, 3 sandwiches. I mean, sandwiches on big, like the Petridge Farm, big home style bread. They went, let's see what they went to Busch Gardens one day. They went to the beach almost every day. They went to the pool. So they went to Busch Gardens. They went to the Brevard Zoo. I took them deep sea fishing or near shore fishing, where they caught a whole bunch of fish. What else did they do? They did a whole bunch of other stuff too. I can't even think of it. Every day there was something, and there was a day of rest in between, so to speak. But it was a great visit. Oh, you have a weird diet thing? Well, unfortunately, I don't have a weird diet thing. They will eat anything. My grandsons are not picky eaters at all. Hi, Marty. Hi, Cal. Which is wonderful. I put it down and it's consumed. They'll eat any vegetable, any type of meat. They'll eat salad. So they're really, very easy to feed. And then there is the sheets and the towels and all of that. But it'll take me a couple of days. Yes, thumbs up would be great. Okay. Thank you, Janet. All righty. So this is, you can't see, but behind here is one of my memory boards. Colleen and Kathy made a couple of them today. Hi, Dorothea. Hi, Stacy May. And Butter Roll Boutique. Good to see you. This is one of my many. I love to make these, and Colleen and Kathy Berg made a couple this morning that were really cool. And I just cut these letters out. All right. So this is the calendar that I made last year. I'm just going to go through it quickly. And hi, Lori. I have already gone and cut out the pictures and kind of arrange them. Otherwise, there's no way I could get, I don't even know if they'll finish the calendar. But this is, and I hang it with one of these bow clips because it gets pretty. And this is my health insurance, Health First. They sent out, and this is just this is very Florida, very local health insurance. It's just really just for this one county that I live in Brevard. But anyway, so this is their. What I did was I collaged on each page, and I used washi tape to cover up this stuff. You can see. And then I use, these are quotes. You can't see that. These are quotes from Winnie the Pooh. Sometimes you just don't feel like sunshine and happiness. So I tried to have the quote that matched the, hi, Shelley. You can see this is all written in. And here's another collage with Ken with a suitcase. Sometimes you struggle to say what you mean. Okay. And here's another collage with the quote that says, when it comes to food, always be prepared. Another collage. Another quote, when you haven't eaten, you make sure everyone knows it. And these are all quotes from Winnie the Pooh. Look how busy this month was. Oh my gosh. And here's another one. Few of us are brave in the middle of the night. So I kind of look for quotes that kind of match the collage. Yes, pork chops and sauerkraut. Yep. And this is one of my collages that I've done. You may find sarcasm comes more naturally to you than to others, Janet. And small brains sometimes have big ideas. At times you feel small and scared. This is one of my favorites. You can't teach those who won't listen. And there's Spidey Man. I know. I know I shouldn't have said that, Janet. But your friends love you just the way you are. And here it is for December. Do you ever feel like you're stuck in a rut? And these guys are, I drew and painted these little dogs a long time ago, but anyway. So that's it. That's 2024 in a wrap, in a calendar. So let's do that again. It's fun. I mean, I'm sure you have calendars. And these are the books I'm using. It's 4 books that I got a while ago. And what they are they're Winnie the Pooh. They are excerpts from different characters in Winnie the Pooh. And this is Deep Thoughts and Pondering for the Wise. Little Somethings and Smackerels for Food Lovers. This is Eeyore. This is a Piglet. Doubts and Disquiet for Warriors. And Gloom and Doom for Pessimists. And this is Eeyore. So these are all kind of quotes that are, and they've got the illustrations from the original Winnie the Pooh book. Plain speaking is underrated. I agree. It is. So I will be pulling from these. As you get, I love this one. As you get older, people seem to get louder. I know. I love Eeyore. I do. I taught with a teacher that the glass was always half empty with this guy. He was a great teacher, a wonderful man, but the glass was always half empty. And I called him Eeyore one day, and he burst out laughing, and he said, "That's what my wife calls me." This is when I first met him, so I love Eeyore. My favorite Winnie the Pooh episode or chapter is when Piglet and Winnie the Pooh are bringing a birthday present for Eeyore, and Winnie the Pooh has a pot of honey which he can't resist eating. And Eeyore's got this balloon, but on the way pouncing to where Eeyore lives, the balloon breaks, and Winnie the Pooh eats all the honey, so they put the broken balloon in the pot of honey, and that's Eeyore's birthday present. And Eeyore's trying to kind of be happy about it. And this is where Christopher Robin is nailing Eeyore's tail back on. And you prefer to avoid the overly optimistic type. Yep, there you go. So I'll be pulling from these. Hi, Katina. And yeah, I don't know where I found these, but when I bought one, I had to have them all. All right, so let's get started. Again, I've already gone through and I've kind of picked out my images to save time. I also have a sheet of, I made this Scotch tape to make it look old. And I just came across it when I was going through some envelopes. So it's kind of, it's antiqued Scotch tape. All right, so let's get started. Now, the first one I'm doing is in a tribute to Safia. And everything I'm putting down here is artwork from Safia. And she does just beautiful work. And so all of this will be her stuff that she sent me a while ago, and I haven't used. These are stamps that she carved last year. I think last year's December carved December. And you can see Safia's, all of her Safia's work on my YouTube page. So we're going to start with this. I'm going to glue this down, and then I'll build that up. And of course, these pictures are all from where I live. This is the Indian River County Nature Preserve. And I will cover up like all of this stuff with washi tape and other stuff. But let's start gluing. Let's see. I'm still using my Doris glue stick. It's still up there with my favorites. I love glitter glue for, heavy duty stuff, but for just putting down this kind of stuff where you don't want any buckles or ripples, then I use glitter glue for the most part. I have Yes Paste, but there's a learning curve with Yes Paste that I have not been able to conquer. Let's see. And with Yes Paste, there's no wiggle room. When you put it down, if you want to move it, forget it. Forget it. Forget it. There's no moving it at all. Now, in this calendar, last year's calendar, it looks like I at the oh, that's them. Thank you, Ampex. Yes, I have several of her stencils and her stamps. Safia is very, very prolific while being, a mom of three, homeschooling two, and then doing incredible art and just being a wonderful, interesting person to talk to and be around. Okay. And I've been carving stamps too. I was working on those this morning, and then I said, I better stop carving and start looking for images and stuff to do this. And it took me from about 2 this afternoon until about 8:30 or so. I mean, I stopped and had a drink. I'm still drinking my Tito's from dinner. I haven't finished it. I was going to switch to scotch, but alas, I didn't. All right. And then these are going across the bottom. Again, Safia makes, they're very simple. When you look at them, this is just a very simple kind of stamp that she made, but when you repeat it and you have this really nice pattern, it's stunning. It absolutely is just beautiful. All right, we're going to get rid of this one. I'm not a digger-outerer. Well, not tonight, I'm not. You have your Jägermeister, yeah. Scotchy Scotch, yes. Well, my parents, I guess I learned to drink from my parents, I guess. I don't know. But they always had a martini or two before dinner, right? And they ate after we were fed, literally. We were fed with my grandfather, my father's father, who lived with us. My dad got home later, and then they would sit down and have their martinis before dinner. And then they would have a nice quiet dinner, just the two of them, because we had already been fed. And they may have had wine with dinner too. And then they would have a nightcap, which would consist of usually Jack Daniels and club soda. I don't even know how they walked, but they did. They managed. That's kind of what their drinking pattern was. That's what I grew up with. And on the weekends, my dad would be pacing, literally pacing. He couldn't wait until like 11:30 to have a Bloody Mary. And this is just an image I had hanging around. Yes. Well, yeah, that's a wise thing. And that would never stop me, Becky. But but I understand that's what you're supposed to do. Hi, Willis. Willis Creations, welcome. But you're right. Yeah. But that's me. I disregard all those warnings. Um, Probably not wise. I left a little gray around his toes. I have these big, clear envelope things where I have just images, and that's what I went through. So I thought he looked really good. Love. Hi, Pixie Cora. Good to see you. So we'll put the love guy, the love dude in the middle. Okay. But if you have one of those calendars hanging around, get it out. Get it out and just start collaging it. I have to tell you, I've enjoyed looking at this calendar every day. It hangs on my back door of the kitchen that leads into the garage. So when I go into the kitchen or I'm going out into the garage or I'm leaving, I see it. And as you can see, I wrote all my appointments on it, and I enjoy looking at the collages that I've done for the whole year. So if you have one of these, if you have an extra calendar lying around and you have some artwork, slap it down. And this was another stamp that she made. And these are stickers. And they are sticky. Sometimes, you want to. So I'm going to stick this. Be kind. Doesn't cost anything to be kind. It's free. And the rewards are pretty cool. Stick this here. And every year I pick a word also. And last year's word for me was forgive. And I was thinking about, I feel that I have come to a brick wall in terms of arting, and I've got stuff. I mean, the old works in progress. I can't seem to finish anything, and then I get very discouraged. So my word for this year is going to be perseverance. Perseverance. It's a big one. And the definition of perseverance is, I've already looked it up. Oh, it's 67 here. Come on, perseverance. I've already looked it up. Perseverance is the ability to keep trying to do or achieve something even when it's difficult or takes a long time. And that's what I am going to strive for. Perseverance is going to be my 2025 word. I'm going to try to keep on doing something and achieving something even though it's difficult or takes a long time. I want to do a daily kind of drawing exercise. There's a couple of people that I follow and draw every day. It doesn't matter what you draw. I'm not going to go out and, sit in a cafe and draw people having coffee, because at least not now. I don't have the confidence to do that. But Danny Gregory from Sketchbook School, he suggests draw things in your house. Draw your medicine cabinet. What's in your medicine cabinet? Draw that. Uh, Open up the door to your pantry. Draw that. Draw, your coffee pot or your coffee maker. Doesn't have to be anything elaborate. Just draw stuff every day. Now, these are also Safias. This is a feather stamp that she did and stamped it out. Isn't that gorgeous? Let's see. Yes, draw butts on things. There you go, Janet. You're drawing. And speaking of Janet, I've been watching Janet for years. And I remember, Janet, when you first started watercoloring, and over the years, you have just gotten better and better and better and better. And I have seen, I've watched this transformation. When you first started watercolor, you were great. But now it's just like there's just been a transformation in your style, your technique, including drawing butts on everything. I won the butts paper. No, I'm serious, Janet. Oh my gosh. It's been an amazing, for someone to watch you over the years and to consistently see you just get better and better. But you do it on a consistent basis. That's someone asked me what I'm going to do with this here. I'm going to use it. This is going to be my daily calendar. This gets hung up on the wall, even though I just covered the hole. That's all right. And I'm going to cover all this up too. This is some more of Safia stuff. So I'm going to cut this out and put this across here. Hi, Cindy. Yes, exactly. My feet, your hands. I mean, you can draw your hands and feet all the time. I really want to just give it not give up. That's my tendency. I have a tendency to give up when I don't like something. I say, well, I can't do it, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be good. Just do it. And I just really want to, that's my goal for this year, is just persevere. Just keep on oning. Well, not keep oning. I don't know. Lena, oh my gosh, oh Lord. Lena is incredible. Sense of humor, beyond her artwork, her sense of humor. Lena, I still chuckle at your story when you told us about Hans Christian Andersen. Oh my God, I never laughed so hard in my life. I don't even know whether that video is anywhere where anyone could see it, but anyway, Lena did a portrait, I think, of Hans Christian Andersen. If you're not familiar, he's the guy that wrote The Ugly Duckling and several other children's stories. And I think, what was it? Was his personal diary? Absolutely. Perseverance. Yes. Absolutely. Just don't give up. And that here's a quote that I have sitting over here on a card, and that's kind of perseverance. And I'll read it to you. I have it right here next to me, and it's kind of laminated. And this is a Thomas Edison quote that has I know that but it doesn't seem like he acted on any of his freaky kind of fantasies. But this is Thomas Edison. You can see I've covered it in tape. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Thomas Edison. And that's so true. I look back on stuff that I did in 2016. I'm going, I can't believe I did that. And I gave up. So this year it's perseverance and not give up. All right. So there's January 2025 in the books. I don't know that. Let me see. Do I have a quote for that page? I'm going to have to go back and figure out. Wrote those quotes on linen last year. Oh, well, kind of works. And your friends might find it just as hard to be kind. So that's probably the quote that's going to go on there. I wrote January. So that's this month. Okay, let's do another one. I know you will. Well, I did some, sketches, kind of the medicine cabinet, lying in bed and stuff like that. Let's see. And and I was going to buy a sketchbook, and I thought, no, you're not. No, you're not going to buy a sketchbook. You have more sketchbooks lying around. You don't need to buy another sketchbook. I'm sorry, Lily. All right, so actually, this is a sketch that I did outside of the Broad Institute in Cambridge. And then I watercolored the bicycle. My son worked at the Broad Institute for a while, for 8 years, actually. And that's a sketch of a picture. This is 2017. And this is a chair that's in my living room. And this is my reflection in my Farberware coffee pot. Let's see, these are all falling out. And there's another attempt at the reflection of in my coffee pot. But that's the kind of stuff that I want to do more of, just sketch, where, the stuff that's in my house. And then you can go on Google and literally walk down a street in Amsterdam and sketch it like you're there. All right, now this page, I have to say, when I came across this page, I thought, oh my gosh, I don't really want to cover this up because this is such a cool thing. And this is of all places, it's called Lake Placid, Florida. And I used to meet my fellow English teacher that I taught with in New York. She lives on the west coast of Florida, and I live on the east coast. And Lake Placid, Florida, was in the middle. And we would meet once or twice a year for lunch. And we just thought it was funny that both of us being from New York, that there was a Lake Placid, Florida. And this apparently is known, Lake Placid claims to be the town of murals. Murals, right? Murals? Well, Lake Placid, yes, that's the Lake Placid in New York. That's not the Lake Placid in Florida. Yes, yeah, thank you, Allie. So I'm not going to kind of cover this up. I'm just going to add to it because I just think it's a great mural. And that's apparently in Lake Placid. I never saw it when we were there, but. And I'm going, this is another piece of Safia's art. I'm just going to stick that right there. So I'm going to cut that down and glue that there. And then I'm just going to add, I've got a couple of images that I've cut out. And I'm just going to add that to it. But this is kind of cool. Who knew, right? Who knew that Lake Placid, Florida has designated themselves as the town of murals. Murals. Am I saying that right? I know. Murals. And there is a lake. There is a lake in Lake Placid, Florida. Not a very big one. But we were looking on the map and we were looking for a place where we could meet kind of halfway. And when we saw Lake Placid, we said, oh my God, it has to be that, since we're both, from New York and knew, the Olympics was in Lake Placid. We just thought it was funny that there was a Lake Placid, Florida, where they obviously didn't see any snow. So it's about an hour and a half here for me to get to, Lake Placid, about the same for her. So I'm just going to stick this. This is another one of Safia's prints. And these are the pictures that I'm going to add. I am saying it just doesn't. I don't know, Becky. But this is a fussy cut one that I cut out. And I think that this guy should go right about here. And he's like driving by and going, what? He's looking at that mural and thinking, huh? America's most interesting town? And then this woman, she also has like, what? So I'm going to stick her like over here a little bit. I'm going to cut her down and she's going to kind of give us the evil eye. So that's what I'm putting on this page. And then just leave it at that. Keep it simple. And again, I'll come back and cover up this stuff with washi tape or other stuff. Oh, okay. My son and daughter-in-law are in Vancouver right now. They went to Seattle and then on to Vancouver. And they found a lot of snow. I didn't think there was snow in Vancouver, but they were somewhere where there was a lot of snow, and they were obviously in Canada. They're the ones that live in the Boston area. And they went out to visit a friend of hers in Seattle, and then they were going on to Vancouver. And they posted some videos of them. He was snowshoeing, not snowboarding. He was a snowboarder, but I guess, snowshoeing. I mean, obviously walking through deep snow with snowshoes on. But beautiful pictures that they posted. And I don't know when they get back. She's off from school for 2 weeks. She's a math teacher. And he can work remotely, so I'm assuming he's doing that. Uh-oh. This is great glue, except I know, and it seems asinine to complain about glue being too sticky. It's just so stupid to say that, but this glue is a little on the sticky side. Oh, no. I don't want to tip the front tire. Be careful. Careful. Oh, no. Okay. All right. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. All right. I was afraid it was going to do that. And I learned this. Yeah, I'm not sure where they were. I mean, I'm sure there was no snow in Seattle. So I'm not sure where they got to, but there was a lot of snow, beautiful snow. Pine trees just covered that beautiful, iconic winter scene with pine trees covered with snow. Doing this little trick with I learned that from Crafting Mamas. It's a great way to just, all right, and then let's, oh, it is Dee Dee's Denise. I saw your name, Denise, earlier, and I thought, I wondered whether it was Dee Dee's Denise. And of course, well, thank you for stopping by. I know Denise is here for the scavenger hunt. I just like that expression. It just looks very sarcastic. I love it when you stream with your mom. And I love all the gifts you gave her. Denise gave her mom Dee Dee. It was kind of like an advent calendar, right? You had something for pretty much the whole month of December. I mean, at least one for every stream for Monday and Wednesday, I do believe. All right, let's stick her here like so. I mean, does she not have a beautifully sarcastic expression on her face? It's like, what are you looking at? What? And I will come back and trim that off. Okay. Moving right along. Dun, 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 dun. And where are we here? In the Atlantic Beach Boardwalk. My parents lived in the Atlantic. And I don't remember that boardwalk. Yes, she does look a little bitchy. Yes, she does. I would say I would agree with you. She's got that, she does have a bitch look about her. Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree. And here is a jelly plate image transfer of mine. And this is the typical jelly plate transfer of mine. Typically, they are incomplete. Yeah, what are you looking at? So this is a very common occurrence for me when I do a jelly plate transfer. They are somewhat successful. I got one. Yeah, I know. It's like, yeah, you got one. Yeah, I caught one, almost caught one. And I'm going to kind of rip this along here. And then I'm going to piece together some other jelly plates where I almost got one. You can kind of see some stuff in the background. And yeah, that's a good way of putting it in Ampex. Yeah, I almost got one. That's kind of how it goes. You know who it's done some great jelly plate image transfers is Hadi Popo, also known as Susan. I saw her when she had I watched her many years ago on a live stream where she had some unbelievable killer transfers. They were just awesome. There's so many factors that go into an image transfer. Mhm. So I thought we'd just do this a little bit like so. And it is almost like, oh, you caught one. I caught one. Let's see, I'm going to cut some of that off. Hi, Roseanne. Good to see you. Yeah, the streamathon is just plain fun. If I have some time, I might go in the other room and grab mine. And every year I use a different type of substrate. And that's half the fun, is picking out what you're going to use. I don't know, Angie, whether Marty left or not. I have no idea. So this might, let's see how this is going to work. Yeah, it's kind of, well, I can do that. Oh, that's better. I still have some. Pull this out maybe down like so. I was trying to fill that area. I'm going to have a big gap in here, but that's okay. Maybe we'll just have a gap. What the hell? A gap? It's a gap, right? That looks like a good placement there. Now, let's see. Ooh. Hate covering her up, though. Can we cut her? Ooh. Well, maybe we'll find another place for her. All right, I'm going to stick that down like so. Maybe move this down a little bit like so. Yes. Oh, you made it home. Okay, I didn't realize, because I know you were hoping that your daughter maybe had where you could connect to the internet. So you're home. Oh, it was very nice of you to babysit. So they could go out to dinner. Yeah, I had my parents, we had nobody near us when my kids were little. We were kind of on our own. Not crazy about that. However, let's do this. I'm going to tear this here. So I had no babysitters. So we didn't go out for a long time. And I didn't want to leave my son with anybody because that first time mom, you're so apprehensive about leaving them with anybody. Because the second one, you would leave them with anybody. I'm just kidding. I mean, kind of. But my ex-husband at the time worked at Harrisburg Hospital, and there was a woman that he worked was a nurse. And he said, will you allow, my friend, the woman that I work with, who was a registered nurse, would you consider having her as a babysitter so we can go out? And I reluctantly said yes, which is kind of crazy. But yes, I did. So we went out. I'm very envious of friends that have their grandchildren close by and they get to see them pretty much all the time, because I never had that luxury. It's a great, wonderful thing if your grandkids are close by and you get to see them. My son, um, the one son that has children, uh, because they live in Salt Lake City, but ever since they were, I mean, babies, they FaceTimed every week. Hi, Candy. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. So what kind of notebooks are people using? Yeah, it's 2 hours earlier. No, it's 2 hours. Mountain time is, he's mountain times. Mountain time is 2 hours earlier. So it is 8:56. Oh, maybe from where you are, it's only an hour. But from Florida, it's 2 hours. Because they had a hell of a flight, because my son is El Cheapo, or don't call him cheap, just call him thrifty. And he shops around and gets incredible thrifty airline prices. But if you do that, that means that you're, doing a red eye, like arriving here on the 24th of December at 5:30 in the morning in Orlando, with moi having to pick them up. But he was able to snag 3 round-trip tickets for $1,000. But that means you're going to change flights, and you're going to, So they went from Salt Lake City to Phoenix, and Phoenix to Orlando coming. And going back, they went from Orlando to Chicago, and Chicago to Salt Lake City. As I said told you earlier, he said everything went smoothly. I kind of like that. It's kind of a little crazy over here. This will have to be a really good quote here. Hi, Jasper. When I saw you in the chats all day today, on and off, all I could think of was your contribution to the Streamathon last year. Jasper did the most amazing thing last year during the Streamathon. She made paper. I mean, she made paper. Oh, poor Bo. Paper, folks, paper from scratch. Real live paper. Yes, she did. That's what she did. That was just so awesome. Oh, wow. So okay, gotcha. All right. Well, good for you. I thought about it. I honestly did think about it. But I don't want to live in cold and snow and ice. Been there, done that. And I just couldn't bring myself to. I thought about it, though. Good for you. Good for you. I like that. She's going to need to have some sort of snarky, don't you think? Some sort of snarky quote. She's almost as snarky as her. I don't know. I'm leaning towards the snark. That's so surprising. That's what got me in trouble, folks. When I moved here, my New York sarcasm and attitude. It was talking about an adjustment. I went from New York, teaching in New York public, to private school in Florida, and people just, students, parents, I got in trouble a couple of times because of my sarcasm. You either got me or you didn't. And I was called into the principal's office on more than, yes, people are so literal in this. Oh my gosh. And just I got some glue there. I just want to, like you all, okay? I'm not familiar with the expression you all. That's not a New York thing, you all. And I was standing and we had to do car line duty, right? And the faculty had to stand out where all of these, private kids came to be picked up by their parents or their nannies or whatever the hell they were being picked up. And we basically had to stand there and make sure that the car line was moving, move along, and smiling. And we've taught all day, and now we have to stand out in the broiling Florida sun to make sure all these little darlings get in their cars and go home, right? And I was standing and doing my duty, and the principal came up to me, and she was a rather tall woman, and I'm rather short. So she's looking down on me, and she says to me, "You all can go back to your classroom." Well, when she said, "You all can go back to your classroom," I turned around, because when she said "you all," I assumed that there was me and some other people standing behind me. But apparently "you all" is singular in here in Florida or in the South. And then I figured that it's all y'all. All y'all is plural of you all. So it took me a while to figure that one out. But I would say things and it would be taken the wrong way. And then, a parent, would complain, and then the principal would call me in the office. And I would say, "Yes, I said that. And I am sorry. I'll write a letter to the parents, blah, 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 blah." But over the years, they got used to me. You guys, yes. Well, where I grew up, you never said "hey." If you said "hey," hay was for horses, right? Hay's for horses. That's not how you say hello. You say hi or hello. You don't say "hey." And the headmaster would go, and she almost said it with a 2-syllable. "Hey, hey, Ms. Law." And I go, "Hey, Ms. Ford." You remember that? Yeah. So I always thought hay was, you didn't say hay. Hay is for horses. You get that all the time. You speak fluent sarcasm. Flies right over the head. Well, most of it, Brenda, most of it went over the heads of the kids. I had a couple of students that would get it, and they would kind of chuckle. Yeah, hay is in the barn. Exactly. But anyway, I was in trouble. Yeah, a little bit. But I got such a wonderful, I guess, recommendation. And I have to wonder, because, there's two ways of looking at this. If, someone writes you an incredible recommendation, they may mean it, or they may want to get rid of you. So you have to take that two ways. But anyway, I lasted 19 years at Holy Trinity Episcopal Academy. I interviewed at Holy Name of Jesus. I flew down from New York over my spring break. When I decided to move, my father had passed away. And my mother said, "Why don't you move down here?" And I thought, well, there's really nothing keeping me here where I was, because both of my sons were not coming back to where they were raised, because there was no opportunities, employment opportunities, nothing. So they were not coming back to Bemis Point, New York. And yes, so I started, I started to seriously consider that move. So I went online and I only applied to private schools. I'd heard that Florida public schools were really awful. So I flew down and I was interviewed by Holy Name of Jesus in the morning and Holy Trinity Episcopal Academy in the afternoon. Now, Holy Name of Jesus was a Catholic school, and there was going to be an issue that I was not Catholic. And the Sister Mary Margaret or whoever was interviewing me, lovely lady, and she said, "I have to ask you these 50 questions that were put together by the Catholic diocese. And she said, "I have to record your responses." And I said, "Fine." So she starts asking me all these questions, and she comes to the question where she asks me, "Do you believe in miracles?" And I immediately said, "Yes." And she looked at me because she really thought I was not really taking this whole thing seriously. And she was rather surprised when I said yes. And she said, "Would you mind elaborating?" And I just said one word. All I said to her was Ritalin. And some of you probably all know what Ritalin is. Ritalin is a drug that they used to give to kids that had ADHD, DD, what all those initials are, hyperactive kids, right? And I had a little boy in my class in New York that struggled so much in my classroom, and he worked his butt off. But the best he could do, he would get like maybe a C, a low B. Yeah, all of those initials. And his parents took him to the pediatrician, and the pediatrician put him on Ritalin. And for him and his family, it truly was a miracle. He became a B plus student. He felt good about himself. His whole personality changed because he could focus. And that's why I said to her, Ritalin, and she kind of was taken back when I said one word, Ritalin. But then I explained, and she said, "Oh, okay." So that's my miracle. And then when I left that interview, they told me it would be an issue that I wasn't Catholic, and I'd have to do cafeteria duty. And I'm thinking, oh, right, okay, so I'm going to burn in purgatory and have to do cafeteria duty because I'm not Catholic. Anyway, she asked me whether I was interviewing somewhere else, and I said yes, at Holy Trinity. And they said, "Oh, well, they'll offer you more money and you'll probably go there." And that's exactly what happened. I interviewed at Holy Trinity, and I was hired by both of the schools on that same day, and I took the job at Holy Trinity. And it ended up being a $10,000 pay cut from what I was making in New York. But that's another story. I went back to New York, put my house on the market. It sold in 24 hours. Kept on waiting for the other shoe to drop, and it didn't. And so that's why I've been here for the last 24 years. So this lady is definitely going to get a sarcastic something or other, I think, for sure. And I kind of like how this kind of melded together. Oh, I know, Kathy, you're right. But I'm talking, let's see, I've been here in Florida for 24 years. So I'm talking probably 26, 27 years ago, where they prescribed Ritalin at the drop of a hat. I'm talking a long time ago. And a lot of times it has to do with diet. Um, Thanks, Aunt Bex, for being here. Hang in there. It's only going to get better. Aunt Bex is having her house torn apart. Okay, now here it's going to be a rather interesting page. And they still come. Oh, that's interesting. I chose not. Yeah. Well, a lot of it has to do with diet. Let's see, who are my husband's sister's kids? He was very hyperactive, and they just changed his diet. They made sure he wasn't eating anything that had like red food coloring dye or yellow food coloring dye, and they went to like natural and organic before organic was the thing, and they changed his diet, and that seemed to help incredibly. Yeah, all the time before they, yeah. Instead of drinking, you see kids. I remember seeing parents literally, open a can of Coca-Cola and pour it into a baby bottle and hand it to a kid, and the kids, sucking, the caffeinated, highly sugarnated. Is that a word? Sugarnated soda in a baby bottle. How effed up is that? All right, this is another goodie that was in the packet from Safia. And I'm thinking this is going to be really cool. I'm going to have to cut it down. Yeah, I guess I don't know, made that up. And this is going to be on this page. And this is part of the Navy Blue Angels, the Great Florida Air Show. They used to have that here. They haven't had that in a while. I know, isn't that cool? I don't know what that must have been. It looks like it may have been something that came out of Daphne's diary. They always have these weird things in Daphne's diary. Oh, it's two-sided. I didn't realize that. So this comes out like that. And I got some pictures I'm going to put in there. And they're going to be a surprise because they're kind of... And the problem was what's going to go behind it. So I'm thinking, I found this, and this came out of the stuff that Safia sent. And this is really cool. It's a quilt. I don't think it's a quilt, but it's little squares of little houses made out of fabric scraps. So I'm going to stick this here and cut it down. All right. So I'm going to lay it out so you can see what I'm doing with this. Maybe bring this up to here like so. Cut that off at the top. All right. So that's going to go here. Oh, yeah. Daphne's Diary is, I had a year's subscription to it, and I decided I didn't like it because it's too frou-frou for me. And I know people don't understand. It's just, yeah. It's just too frou-frou. Frou-frou? Is that a word, frou-frou? Oh, of course they are. Well, how else can you when you have 35, 40 kids in a classroom, it's kind of hard. I know one size does not fit all. when it comes to education. At the private school that I taught at, the classrooms max had 20 kids. Most of the classes were more like 15, some smaller, like 10. Anything less than 10 is, 10 is like a nice number of kids to have in a class. All right, so this is going to go behind this. So I'm going to have this hang over a little bit. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that makes sense. Frou-frou. Yes, there's definitely too frou-frou for me. I'm not a very frou-frou person. I'm not a at all frou-frou person. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to cut. Let me put the top on this. I'm gonna have to cut this right across. I thought I would cut this and bring this down here, and I might still do that, but this is where I'm gonna have to cut this down. All right, let me cut this down first. And let's glue this on, okay? And I think I'm just going to glue it on and then take the scissors and cut it around. Hi, Carol. Well, there is a crafter, Nina Rabina. I just love saying her name, Nina Rabina. And she takes the Daphne Diary magazine and kind of cuts it apart and then makes a journal out of the contents of the magazine. It is so friggin' cool. And I've never seen anybody do that other than Dee Dee. Dee Dee is the other woman, the other crafter that has taken magazine, like art journal magazine and that type of magazine, and cut them in half and then made another journal out of them. Because after you look at them, what do you do with them? I have a whole shitload of them and I don't know what to do with them. I'd love to just give them away. The postage is so friggin' insane. Because they're just, I've looked through them, and I should probably just take them to the library. All right, I'm just going to stick this down like so. Oh, I started to say, which I forgot, that in the calendar I did last year, at the center of the calendar where it's stapled together, I stitched it. Okay, you can have them all if you want to pay. Well, let's see, you're in Georgia. It's about a 6-hour drive. Well, it's 6 hours from, 7 hours from here to Atlanta. Oh, yeah. I have, I think, a year's worth. Well, we'll talk. You don't have to come here, but maybe if you want them, I can mail them to you. Okay, let's cut this, trim this. Okay, well, we can work something out. Yeah, I would love to find a loving home for them. I mean, they're beautiful, but they're just not. Again, as I said, they're too frou-frou for me. And they're really not that expensive when you look at like the Flow magazines. You know, I have several of those. Oh my gosh, you can't even get them anymore. I don't think they're selling them in the United States anymore. The Paper Lovers books, they are just, and I have taken them apart, you know, because they have all that stuff that you can pull out and use, which is awesome stuff. Okay. Let's see now. Oh, they are? Okay. Oh, they're back again? All right. That's good to know. I mean, those magazines are, at least they're meant to be taken. Oh, they are? Okay, Denise. Okay. Okay. Now, I'm going to cut this down. So let's figure out. And I'm going to use a glitter glue to glue this down. I want that to go right there. And I'm going to cut just below the windows here. Okay, just like right here, I think. And I was hoping that maybe, well, that's not too wild and crazy, is it? What do you think? Let me turn it so you can see. You know, that's kind of going to work. It's going to kind of work. I can't even talk. Oh, it's going to kind of maybe work. I think that might, what do you think? I think I would leave that there and maybe cut that there. And because these all open. Isn't that cute? Peekaboo, I see you. I don't think that looks too crazy. I kind of like that. I kind of, okay. How are we doing? It's 11:22. Yeah, it looks like that's true. It does. It can be like the Tudor apartments behind you. All right, this is what I was planning on doing, though, to this. You have to have something behind this door, right? And I thought this lady should be behind the door. Put that there. With her feet coming out through the window here. You can see her feet kind of coming out the window. See that? See her feet? You kind of see her legs there a little bit. I just kind of like the way that looks, because you don't expect that to be behind the doors. And then over here, I have this that I fussy cutted out. Fussy cutted. I didn't. No. This is a pre-cut thing. I didn't fussy cut this out. Fussy cutted. That's not a word though. Fussy cutted. Fussy cutted. Fussy cuttered. How would you say past tense of fussy cut? Fussy cutted. Anyway, I cut this out fussily. That's not a word. And I love it because it's Napoleon on a bee. And it was an ad for something or other. And I kind of like he goes up here. And I had his legs. Where's his legs go? I had his legs coming out through. Let's see. Whoops. Yeah. I wanted his leg kind of going through the window and coming out. Denise is doing a road trip. She's just going to drive around. Thank you, Colleen. I'm having fun. So we're going to stick him here. So if we put this on here, is that going to mess up him? No, not really. All right. And I had this lady that she was just going to hang out in the window here. Just kind of sit here on the window ledge. So I think I'm going to do that. Yes. Well, you have to go out to Oklahoma. You have to go to Nirvana. If you're going to get in the car, obviously, Denise, you got to go to Nirvana. You got to go to Monkey Island. I was going to say Duck Island. I knew that wasn't right. Monkey Island. And visit the, the Zen master of scavenger hunts first. You have to make the journey there. Fussily cutted works too. Oh, fussily. Okay, fussily. Oh, it's fussily cutted. Okay. Fussily cutted. Yes. So that's going to be the layout. So let's figure out, well, she's got to go down first because she's inside the house. You're either in the house or outside the house. Or, as Ken Casey would say, you're either on the bus or out of the bus. From Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test. Another one of those great. Oh, man, she would be. You got that right. Oh, man. Yeah. That would, almost. That's almost, You can't go anywhere unless you visit the Janet first. You got to see the Janet first. For sure. You got to see the Janet. Top of the list. Wouldn't it be awesome if you could do that? And if you could visit Janet and actually work in the scavenger hunt with her side by side? I mean, it's great working on it with your mom, but can you imagine working on it with the Zen master of scavenger hunts? Oh my God, that would be so cool. Oh, that's right. You are the polar bear capital of the world. Not the mural capital of the world. Oh, she makes up her own words too? Oh, that's always good to make up words. When you remember all those funny words that we had such a great time with, the old English words that are no longer words. What was it? Forswanken? What was that word? I'm forswanked. I think forswanked meant overly worked and tired. I'm feeling forswanked. Can you imagine doing that? That would be fun. Now, I don't know. I mean, I know from where you are to where I am is maybe 7.5 hours, but I don't know from where you are to Janet would be, I think that would be, was it first? It was for swamped or something like that. I should get those words out if we have some time. They were funny. We had so much fun going through these old English words that are not used anymore. For swamped was one of them. All right, now to make sure that she's in prime time here. And Napoleon, I think I might, because I really want him, I want the leg coming through the window. There's something that compels me to do that. So let me get out my glue book slash jelly plate roll off phone book. Look at all this. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize this was, okay. You don't see these very often. Phone books. It's kind of like this whole phone book becomes like a piece of ephemera because you don't, do they even do phone books anymore? I don't even know how old this is. And it's the skinny one. I remember the one for Staten Island in New York was about 6 inches thick. And then they had one for Brooklyn and Manhattan and the Bronx. They were massive. All right, let's see. Got to be very careful here of the tentacles. Yes, because they are very fragile. All right, here we go. Okay, let's see. You want this leg to go through this window and then come out. Come in, come out. Oh, please, 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 please. Maybe. Oh dear, now it's stuck to me. Oh, shit. Okay. No. All right, there. Okay. And that's kind of, all right, that'll stick on, and then I'd love him. Thank you, Becky. I'm having a blast with this. When I cut this guy out, I figured it's going to be, I mean, who puts Napoleon on a bumblebee? And it was an ad for something. I have no idea what the ad was for. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the glitter glue, which you all know does not contain any glitter. That was one of my problems for not using it for years. Why would you name something glitter that has no glitter? I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. I just wonder how many people did not use this glue because they were anti-glitter. But I'll tell you what, talk about a glue that sticks. This is some sticky shite. I've been watching a lot of football. Well, the other thing I took up this year, I mean, a lot of people in here already know, but I have taken up playing bridge. And what an endeavor that has become. And I did it basically, you know, to keep the old noggin sharp. And yeah, it's interesting. It's very hard. I'm enjoying it. However, my partner from Monday night is a little intense for me. And at the end of our bridge playing, she always sits down and tells me what I've done wrong. And this is getting old. I don't want to be. I'm hanging in there for the time being. Get out. All right. Whoops. Let's do this. Make sure she's in the good spot. Because once you stick this stuff down, it ain't moving. It's not going anywhere. There's no adjusting anything. Let's see. What small world, Shelley? Oh, you're in Morgantown? Is Morgantown, that's West Virginia, right? Oh, you did get one about a week ago. Okay, all right, that's cool. I figured because of, the internet and stuff that they weren't producing telephone books anymore. This telephone book is actually it's just the yellow pages. There's no white pages in it. Yes, I agree. It can. This is just the yellow pages. Did your phone book have white pages? I mean, with peoples in it? With peoples in it. Yeah, did yours book have peoples in it? This has no peoples in it. Well, there's a peoples. Huh. I'm looking for a new dermatologist. Where is he located? He's here? Get out. My dermatologist went back to Connecticut. How dare he? Oh, look at this. Where's this dude? Suntree, Melbourne. Get out. I had his kid, Marino. Huh. This is funny. Oh, I had his kid too. That's the one thing when you teach at a private school, you have all the doctor's kids. Huh. Oh my God. The kid became a doctor. Look at that. Junior's a doctor. That's kind of creepy. Anyway, I need a new. That's weird. Yeah, well, but that's interesting. I'm glad, I remember when they would run up and just put them on your, they would hang them on your, like, doorknob or something on your house. All right. I think that's not going to go anywhere, believe me, because that glue is done stuck. All right. Ooh. Whoops. I'm liking this page. This page is just crazy. That's right. There's no falling asleep now. No falling asleep now. Well, you know what I'm thinking, and I'm going to run it by because Janet is on next. So I'm thinking, Janet, because I think the way we end, neither one of us gets to bring in the new year. But I'm thinking if I end about 15 minutes early and people can get over to you, you can officially ring in the new year and then start the scav early. Just think about that, because I don't mind ending early. Oh, Janet's handing out pot? Oh, okay. So let me know, what do you think about? Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't think about that. Okay, Janet. Okay. That's right. You're 2 hours? Oklahoma. All right. Okay. All right. That's right. Well, isn't that just like a New Yorker? I think everybody's East Coast. Okay, all right. I shall proceed. Shall we proceed? As Barb Owen would say, shall we? We shall. I don't have any champagne. I have a bottle of Prosecco. Not Prozac. A bottle of Prozac. No. Sparkly Prozac. Prosecco. Oh, good night, Janice. I don't know why I want this lady here, but I do. She just looks like she's just overseeing everything to make sure everything goes according to Hoyle. We got this lady going, what are you thinking? And Napoleon, we know he was crazy. Oh, yes. I have some friends that moved to Athens, Georgia. They lived here, and their daughter opened a bookstore. And I don't know whether the bookstore is still open. Brenda, you're in Tennessee, right? Hi, Texture Junkies. I loved your stream today, and my heart went out to you with all your technical difficulties. And you were a trooper, and I really can't wait to see you when you stream on Saturday, when you stream again. Yeah, well, that's, yeah. I mean, Janet Nash, was it this morning or? She was trying to do a stream where she was going to be making her new journal, and the sound was awful, so bad that she had to close it down, and she tried 3 different attempts to try to get it to go, and she just had to shut it down and do a video. And it's just that frustration that, and you certainly had everything and anything that could go wrong happen during the stream, but you hung in there, and it was a lot of fun. Just wanted to tell you that since I see you in here. All right. Again, we will find a quote for these. Yeah, those updates. Yeah, that's why I don't like Windows, because they always update at the most inopportune times. Okay. So this is a picture of a sandhill crane and a chick. And we have these. These are in my backyard. And these chicks are the cutest damn things you've ever seen. And they're just this little ball of yellow fur, and they walk next to their mom and dad, and you see them every couple of days, and they just grow and grow and grow, and it's amazing how quickly they grow. And they're just eating grubs. That's all. They're aerating the lawn and the golf course, but they are the cutest things. So that is the sandhill crane family. And we're going to cover them up. Oh, no. This is a picture from an ad for this art studio in New York. And they will send you, I can't remember the name of them, but they will send you a free catalog. They have full page ads in Vogue magazine. So this is the layout. Dark roast. See, you guys are drinking coffee. I'm going to have another drink. Let's see. This is going to go up here. So and it kind of blends in there a little bit. And that's going to go there like so. This is going to go under here. I guess that's going to go on first. This is going to go like so, like so. I'm just laying it out right now. I think this is going to go down a little bit further. And I've got this heart. It's going to go. Boy, I'm glad I did this earlier today. That's all I can say. All right, let's see. Like that. And this dude is going to go under here and here, like so. And then I love furniture. I'm going to have a chair there. And then we've got this butterfly that's going to go here, like so. So that's that page. 15 minutes left in 2024. Man, we have right here, we have a sandhill crane population that are not migratory. They stay here year round. And but boy, did they make a racket. When they're flying over, they look like B-52 bombers when they fly over. And when they start kind of fighting, and they do fight, it's like a territorial things. They bounce up and down and flap their wings, and they make a hell of a racket. You can hear them when they fly over. And yeah, it's amazing. We have all sorts of, we've got, well, ducks, obviously. I'm on a pond, and so there's ducks. And okay, this has got to go down first. So let me move this. And we have a species of bird that they call Canadian geese. Not Canadian geese. That's one thing we don't have is Canadian geese. They don't stop by here on their way. Egyptian geese. And they're called Egyptian geese because they have, the Egyptians, they had that blue coloring around their eye. I mean, the Egyptians wore that blue makeup around their eyes, and these geese have this blue coloring around their eyes, and so they're called Egyptian geese. They're not indigenous to Florida, but we have a whole bunch of them that are kind of hanging out here, and people, they don't like them. I think they're beautiful. There was an injured female Canadian Egyptian goose here, and I called the Florida wildlife, people, and they said, "Oh no, we can't. We don't treat any non-native birds." So this poor thing was doomed to not make it. And I felt bad because they mate for life, and its mate, I'm assuming it was the male, was right next to her as she was hobbling, and then she plopped down in the middle of the road, and I was afraid someone was going to run her over. Oh gosh. So I called the front gate, and I said, there's this Egyptian goose that's sitting in the middle of the road, and it's injured. And he said, well, they would come out and take a look. I don't know whether they did or not, but whether somebody hit it, I don't know. I just hate that. I don't want to see. I don't know. I have that in the right place. Well, we'll find out, won't we? Okay. It's down now. Hi, Terry. Yeah, aren't those, they are so unique, aren't they, Brenda? That blue around their eyes. It looks so much like that blue makeup that the Egyptians wore. Well, it's not quite where I wanted it, but if I can tuck that under. Well, anyway, let's see if we can't make this work. I know I can't move it now that that's down. All right, let's stick this down. How are we doing here? 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I guess they're doing a big countdown in Nashville. I know. And I just watched a sad movie. What are you watching a sad movie for? Devin? No sad movies. No. Well, speaking of movies, I want to see Conclave. My sister-in-law went to see it, and she said it was excellent. And apparently you can watch it now on Prime if you have Prime. Hi, Tori. The Artful Dodger's in the house. I hope you're feeling better. Your little mouse character was under the weather, and I'm assuming that's you because you said you weren't feeling. Oh, I thought somebody was knocking on my door. No one's knocking on my door. It's fireworks. It's okay, Lily. It's all right, Lily. Hi, Auntie Mame. Oh, my goodness gracious. Yes, Happy New Year to one and all. We got about 8 minutes. I did do Times Square once upon a time, many years ago. I had gone to a Celtic Knicks basketball game. And then we walked over from Madison Square Garden to Times Square to watch the ball drop. Once was enough for me. It's insane. I do miss Dick Clark, though. Dick Clark did a great job, didn't he? I think they still call it Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's. Well, it doesn't look that bad. It's off a little bit. All right, so what do I have to put down next? I got to put this down next. Correct? Yes. All right, let's do that. Lift this up like so. Glue this down like so. And glue this over here. Well, I'm so happy that you guys spent the last 2 hours with me, listening to me talk about absolutely nothing. Lily's not too upset. She normally she's right next to me. Lily is, if you didn't know, Lily is my cat. My psychotic cat. But really, aren't all cats psychotic? Almost 5 a.m. Well, that's right, yeah. Aren't all cats psychotic? She's particularly psychotic. And of course, I've allowed her to be psychotic because she controls my life. Ooh, would that work? No. It's going to have to go like that. Just like that violin. I like those colors. Okay. Well, we got a couple more minutes. I don't know whether I don't know whether anybody in here can put a link into. Oh, it woke up Lucy, I bet. Yes, you're right. Cats are our owners. That's exactly right. You got that right, Gia. They rule the roost or whatever. They're in charge. Well, that's from that. Okay. All right. And then I think this heart's going to go down. I'm going to tuck that under here. I don't know. Kind of like I could cut a little of that off. What do you think? Because that didn't kind of glue down. I kind of like that, even though it's a little close to her. I like that. So she goes down next then. Okay, let's put her down. She's from a famous painting. Right now I can't tell you, but it does look like a Claude Monet-ish. Mm-mm, mm-mm. 56. I've got 11:56. 4 more minutes. Do you know where your children are? I know where one son is. I'm not sure where the other son is. I thought he was in Vancouver, but I don't know. He never tells me. All of a sudden, I see pictures of them in Poland or Iceland or Greenland. That's how I know. He just never tells me. Okay, let's put this here. Like so. Okay. Yeah. Well, my one son has no kids, and that's just the way they like it. That was their choice. It's okay. This didn't glue down, so I can stick that 3 more minutes according to the internet clock. Oh, come on. Get in there. Get in there. All right. I kind of like that. But let me see. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's stick him in here. So he has to go on next. All right. I'm going to line him up with that window. All right. I got it. 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 Well, I'm not going to be able to finish this, but I got to June. I will be working on this. In streams to come. I think this goes here. I hope. I think that's about right. This is going to go right here. Right under there. I'm going to sneak this under here. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. Well, there's a big boom. I'd like to know where they're coming from because did I 59. One minute left. All right. All right, I don't want to, man. And I know you can't hear the bim booms. That's the funniest thing. You got all these, it's amazing how much noise these speakers Hi, Charmaine. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. This is it, buddies. Thank you so much for being here. Woohoo! Happy New Year. Boy, here comes the, well, you can't hear them, but boy, there are fireworks going off. They sound like pop guns. So I'm going to say good night. Thank you so much for being here. I've had so much fun. I strongly recommend getting a calendar and tearing up some magazines and make your own personal calendar. You'll enjoy it all year long, the gift that keeps on giving. And you need to take the bus over to Janet M. Young, where the 2025 scavenger hunt list will be revealed shortly. Bye, all. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Raul. He's got to have crashed. So I will sign off and find your way over to Janet M. Young. Bye. And if you can't be good, be careful and be fabulous. Bye-bye.